The first time the millionaire realized something was terribly wrong, it wasn't because his daughter couldn't see the world around her. It was because the world refused to see her at all. In the vast glass mansion overlooking the city, where chandeliers sparkled like constellations and money erased most problems, one small girl sat every day in silence, labeled blind by doctors, pitied by servants, and mourned by a father who believed fate had been cruel beyond repair. What no one knew was that the truth was hiding in plain sight, waiting for the most unlikely person to uncover it. Before the story pulls you deeper, take a moment. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and hidden miracles, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them most. Ethan Crowell had built his fortune from nothing. By 45, he was a self-made billionaire, known for his ruthless discipline in business and his cold precision in decision-making. The world admired him, feared him, and envied him. But inside the towering walls of his estate, Ethan was simply a broken father. His wife had died years earlier from a sudden illness, leaving him alone to raise their only child, Lily. She was 6 years old when the accident happened. At least that was what everyone called it. A fall down the marble staircase, a head injury, months of tests, and finally a verdict that crushed Ethan's soul. Lily had lost her sight permanently. From that day forward, the mansion changed. Curtains were kept drawn to soften the light, sharp corners were padded, and silence became the house's natural language. Lily was taught how to walk slowly, how to feel her way through rooms, how to live cautiously. Specialists came and went, confirming the same diagnosis. Ethan accepted it with the numb obedience of a man who had lost his last battle. He stopped hoping. Hope, he believed, was dangerous. Lily grew up sheltered, isolated, and watched constantly. She attended lessons at home, guided by tutors trained to work with blind children. She learned Braille, memorized the layout of the house, and learned to listen more than speak. People spoke around her, not to her. They described the world she supposedly could not see, assuming she lived in permanent darkness. And Lily learned something far more painful than blindness. She learned invisibility. Ethan hired many maids over the years, but none stayed long. Some found the house too cold, others too sad. Then came Maria. Maria was not impressive by any standard Ethan valued. She was in her early 40s, wore simple clothes, and spoke softly. She had no prestigious references, no polished background. What she had was patience shaped by years of hardship. She had raised 2 children alone, buried a husband, and learned to read people more than words. She was hired to clean, cook, and keep out of the way. But Maria noticed things. She noticed how Lily's steps were sometimes too confident for a blind child, how the girl never bumped into furniture even when objects were moved slightly, how her eyes, though often unfocused, occasionally tracked movement before she remembered to look away. Maria noticed how Lily flinched not from obstacles but from being watched. Most of all, Maria noticed fear. Lily was not afraid of the dark, she was afraid of being seen seeing. Maria did not confront anyone. She did not test Lily or whisper theories. She simply became present. She cleaned the same rooms Lily spent time in, folded laundry nearby, hummed while cooking. Slowly, Lily relaxed. Children sensed safety long before logic. One afternoon, while Maria was watering plants near the window, Lily quietly reached out and described the color of a flower. She stopped immediately, her face draining of color, waiting for punishment that never came. Maria's heart nearly stopped. She understood in that moment that something was deeply wrong. Not with Lily's eyes, but with the story everyone believed. Maria knew the danger of truth in a house built on grief. She chose caution over confrontation. Over weeks, Maria observed more carefully. She left objects in different places and watched Lily navigate flawlessly. She noticed Lily reacting to visual cues when she thought she was alone, and she noticed how Lily forced herself into stillness whenever her father entered the room, becoming smaller, quieter, more broken. Maria finally understood the cruelest part of it all. Lily was not blind, she was pretending to be. The reason came slowly, like a bruise surfacing after impact. After the accident, Lily had temporarily lost her vision due to swelling. During that time, she overheard conversations she was never meant to hear. Doctors speaking of liability, caregivers discussing how much easier it was to manage a blind child, and her father crying, saying he could never lose her too. Somewhere in that fragile moment, Lily learned that blindness made her safer, more protected, more loved. When her sight returned, fear kept her silent. Maria knew the truth could shatter the fragile balance of the house, but she also knew silence was destroying a child. The breaking point came when Lily turned 10. Her world had shrunk to routine and caution. She stopped asking questions. She stopped laughing. Maria saw a spark dimming. That was when she decided the truth could wait no longer. Instead of telling Ethan outright, Maria did something braver. She helped Lily remember herself. She gently encouraged small risks when no one was watching, standing closer to windows, moving faster, playing with colors in secret. Lily's confidence grew, and with it, her fear of discovery. The day everything changed was supposed to be ordinary. Ethan returned early from a business trip and found Maria and Lily in the garden. Sunlight poured over the flowers, and Lily stood in the center, describing the sky without realizing her father was there. She spoke of clouds, of birds, of light, words no blind child could imagine with such precision. Ethan felt the world collapse beneath his feet. He stood frozen, years of guilt, grief, and confusion crashing together. His first instinct was anger, at Maria, at fate, at himself. But then he saw Lily's face when she realized she had been seen. Pure terror, the terror of a child who thought truth would cost her love. That moment broke Ethan in ways money never could. He finally understood how his fear had shaped her prison, how his need to protect had become control, how his mourning had robbed Lily of a life. There was no dramatic confrontation, no shouting. There was only silence, and then a father kneeling in front of his daughter, realizing he had failed her in the most human way possible. The months that followed were not easy. Trust takes time to rebuild. Ethan sought new doctors not to confirm blindness but to understand trauma. Lily began therapy. The curtains were opened, the house filled with light. Slowly laughter returned. Maria remained not as a maid but as something more permanent. She never asked for recognition. She simply watched Lily run freely through the halls for the first time, her eyes bright, her shoulders unburdened. Ethan changed too. He stepped back from business, learning to listen instead of command. He learned that love does not mean shielding someone from pain, but giving them the strength to face it. As this story nears its end, if it has touched something deep inside you, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe. Your engagement helps keep these meaningful stories alive. And before the final moments, we have one special request. Please comment below with the word truth if you believe honesty can heal even the deepest wounds. Years later, Lily would stand on a stage confidently speaking about resilience, about the quiet dangers of fear disguised as protection. She would thank a father who learned to see her again, and a maid who saw the truth when no one else did. Somewhere in the audience, Maria would sit quietly, smiling, knowing that sometimes the greatest miracles are not sight restored, but courage uncovered. If this story moved your heart even a little, don't scroll away, engage with it. Let kindness travel further than silence ever could.